Now that someone is charged, the big question is what happens next in court. Bail, the DPP, the book of evidence, and when a trial could actually happen. Because here is the thing. A charge feels big. It feels dramatic. Headlines explode. Social media goes wild. But a charge is not the end of the story. It is the beginning of the legal process. In the case of Michael Gaine, a man has now been charged and brought before Tralee District Court. The court confirmed the charge. The accused was informed of the allegation, and at that early stage, the judge remanded him in custody. That means he remains in prison while the next steps move forward. And this is important to understand clearly. This is not a verdict. Being charged is not the same as being convicted. The court process now decides timelines, evidence, steps, and eventually a trial. So what happens next? First, let's talk about where the case stands right now. After a person is charged with murder in Ireland, the first appearance happens in the district court. That court does not conduct the trial for murder. It handles the early legal steps. The charge is formally read, the accused is identified, and the judge decides what happened immediately after, usually remand in custody. Murder is considered one of the most serious offenses under Irish law. Because of that, bail is not decided in the district court. If the accused wants to apply for bail, that must be done in the High Court. And in murder cases, bail is often strongly opposed by the prosecution. So when people ask, will he get bail? The answer is that decision is not made in the first court appearance. It would require a separate High Court application, and that can take time. Now let's talk about the DPP, the Director of Public Prosecutions. The DPP is the independent office that directs how serious criminal cases process in Ireland. Even after someone is charged, the DPP reviews the full file prepared by the guards. They examine the evidence, they confirm the charge, and they formally direct that the case move forward to trial. In murder cases, the trial does not happen in a local court. It happens in the central criminal court before a judge and a jury. But before the case can go there, something very important must be completed. This is where the book of evidence comes in. The book of evidence is exactly what it sounds like. It is the full prosecution file that outlines the case against the accused. It includes witness statements, forensic reports, phone analysis, CCTV evidence if available, expert opinions, interviews, and any material the prosecution intend to rely on in court. Preparing these documents can take weeks, sometimes months, especially in complex investigations involving forensic testing or digital analysis. The guards must gather everything carefully. The prosecution must organize it properly. And the defense must receive it before the case can move forward. Once the book of evidence is served on the accused, the case is formally sent forward to the Central Criminal Court. This is sometimes called the send forward stage. After that, pre-trial hearings begin. These hearings deal with legal arguments, disclosure issues, scheduling, and any applications that need to be decided before a jury is sworn in. Only after all of that is complete will a trial date be set. And here is the reality many people do not realize. From the moment someone is charged with murder, it can take a long time before a trial actually begins. The system moves carefully. Evidence is reviewed thoroughly. Legal protections apply to both sides. Because again, being charged is not being convicted. The court process now determines whether the prosecution can prove its case beyond reasonable doubt. For the family of Michael Gaine, This stage can feel slow. For the community, it can feel uncertain. But legally, this is how serious cases proceed in Ireland. Charge, remand, DPP direction, book of evidence, send forward, pre-trial, then eventually jury trial in the Central Criminal Court. That is the road ahead. And as always, we stick to facts. We wait for court updates. We follow what is said inside the courtroom, not rumors, not speculation, not social media theories. Because the truth in a case like this is decided in court. If you want fast updates on Irish true crime, subscribe. We cover everything before it hits mainstream headlines. Thank you.